Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you all, as always, for tuning in. Scorpio One, good evening to you. Thank you for being on the live feed tonight. There's my good friend, J Rock. A lot's up today, J Rock, and I think you know that. It's a lot going on. And if I said something close to nothing tonight, you know I would be lying. Stuff, but always good to see you. Always, always. Um, I'm gonna try not to be long tonight. Maybe 30 minutes if I can. I I needed to rest my voice, but uh, a lot of calls were coming in today and emails and inboxes concerning the issue in the great state of Georgia. So that's what we're going to be speaking about this evening. Miss World, good evening to you. Welcome. There are some. There's no new developments right now, but we did send out a letter uh, from the DA's office as to what they thought happened and which way they want to go with the case now. Uh, and it's a three-page letter. It's on our Injustice Investigations Facebook page. If you care to read it, it is time consuming, so I'm not going to read it tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about certain parts of what's in that letter. Uh, Tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to try to do. We didn't do it last night. We didn't open up the phone lines like we said we would. Uh, it got kind of heated last night, but tonight we will open up the phone lines. If you would like to call in and give us your views about the issue in the great state of Georgia, the call-in number is going to be 1-800-321-1811. Again, that's 1-800-321-1811 if you would like to call in and give us your views on what happened in the state of Georgia. And so we're gonna get right into it tonight. Miss Hot Pink is in the house. Thank you, thank you. That's my good friend Karen Porter. There is Faye. Robin Smith is in the house tonight. Miss Miller is here. Darlene is in the house this evening. Good evening, good evening. Anybody in the house from Georgia tonight? I really need you guys to call in. Uh, I had a guy call a little while ago, and I think he was calling from Canada. I think he said, and he saw the piece that we did, and he called to um, um, give his views about what was going on in the great state of Georgia. He thought we were live then, but we wasn't. Hopefully, he will call tonight. But if not, uh, I may share some of what he said tonight. If not, I'll fix it up so I'll share it later on tonight or tomorrow through YouTube and Facebook. Uh, the brother was he was upset. I think he is a Jamaican and he was pissed. He was pissed about what's going on. If you're not touched by this, then you have to be a body without a soul, uh, a monster in human form. If the killing of an unarmed person, I mean black, white, it doesn't matter. When they're unarmed and they're not the aggressor, and you get to see this, it's very disturbing. And if there's an ounce of righteousness in you, then it bothers you. And you don't have to look at it as what if it was my child. That's not the way to look at it. It's somebody's child, and right is right, and wrong is wrong. Tonight's title, it says a lynching in Georgia. It talks about an ex-district attorney investigator who almost got away with murder. Now, if he were to tell the truth, he may still get away with it. I don't know, but I doubt it. But here's what I do know. I really believe this. Had the video not surfaced, the case would have soon been dropped based on Gregory McMichael word alone and his son Travis McMichael. The district attorney office did not investigate this case at all. They went off of what one of their own had to say. And I said their own because he's retired, but he's still one of them. I just got through reading some of the report from the DA's office. Basically, the DA is saying McMichael killed Arbery and was within his rights to do it based upon Georgia law because the victim was the aggressor. The way he grabbed the shotgun. And I'm like, that makes no earthly goddamn fucking sense. But if you don't know law and you believe what they said because they are law, then you will have a tendency to say, okay, you'll go along with it. You'll go along with it. And that's how a lot of cases don't go to trial, or if they go to trial, nothing really happens. This here was an open and shut case. Nothing was going to happen to Gregory or his son, Travis, for the 2020 lynching of an unarmed black man. Nothing. Now, since we know that this is an ex-district attorney investigator, two things. Number one, if we didn't know then, we know now for a fact, without a doubt, absolutely, positively, unquestionable, we know he will lie. We know that because of the first story as to how it happened. How it happened was a lie. Changed again. Then it changed again. So we know in order to save his ass, save his son's ass, they will say whatever needs to be said to cover them and walk away scot-free. Now, with that being said, any case that this dude has ever worked on that involved black people must be pulled and re-examined. I don't give a damn if it's 1,000,001 fucking cases. Pull them all, examine every last one of them. When you catch somebody in a criminal act and it's their first offense, no, you don't know if it's their first offense or not. What you do know is they got caught. And 9 times out of 10, it's not their first offense. They just got caught with this one. He cannot be trusted. The state of Georgia cannot be trusted. I watched this man in real-time video. We watched him get executed in broad daylight by 2 white men who boxed him in with their truck. And you can see the gunshots. You hear the gunshots. And you see the brother, when he go down, he'll never get up again. It's murder. There's no other fucking way to look at it. You don't need a grand jury to look into this case. It does not require that. If you're not, okay, I'm the DA. I'm not sure if I can get a conviction on this, and I'm not sure if a crime was really committed. So because of lack of evidence or circumstantial evidence, I'm going to send this one to the grand jury. You don't have to do that, baby. All the evidence is there that a crime was committed, and the crime is murder. And the perpetrator, Travis McMichael, and his sorry ass daddy, Gregory McMichael. It's right there. We don't need a grand jury. And we got to wait till the coronavirus pandemic. Oh no, this shit could go on for 2 more fucking years and nothing is done because the grand jury cannot meet. You're going to come up with all kind of goddamn reasons why the grand jury cannot meet. You do not need a grand jury. Lock their ass up. It's murder. That's it. Now, okay, the grand jury has reached a decision. They come back, no bill. So what the fuck does that mean? They didn't do anything wrong. They were right. So then what do we do? Because this is going to get ugly. Because they don't want these white boys in jail. They don't want these white boys in jail. You got a nigga dead. They don't give a fuck. That nigga dead. He shouldn't have been where he was at. You lied and said he was burglarizing. You lied and said he was involved in a robbery and the homeowner shot him. Okay, so how are we supposed to believe in it? He was involved in a robbery and the homeowner shot him. Okay, so how are we supposed to believe any goddamn thing you say now? I know how. We don't. Bring in the tape. Because we know one thing. Two things. People will lie. But the video got your ass all day long. And this ain't no fuzzy, blurry video. You trying to make shit out. You see this shit. You see who's pulling the trigger. You see the guy is trying to save his own fucking life. He's unarmed, and you got these 2 white country boys out to kill a nigga. And that's what they did. And they laughed about it. They laughed about it. And had it not. I don't give a fuck who filmed the motherfucker. I don't give a fuck who filmed it. I don't give a fuck if you arrest them or not. I'm glad we have the video. I'm glad we have it. Because if not, they would probably get away with murder. If they have done this, and we know they've done this because we all saw this. Everybody on this live feed saw this. Just think about the shit they have done to us that we don't know about. Just think about the lies they have written on documents about blacks. I want to know, are they affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan? Because if not, they are prime candidates for that group. They are. This is something that we cannot be quiet on. You got to speak up and you got to speak out. It's not enough to say you care, but don't care enough or don't have the guts to get up, get out, and make some noise. The mother says she hadn't saw the video yet, and she plans to look at it, but she don't know when. I watched that, and I can understand that, because I wouldn't want to see my child falling down. I had absolutely no problems whatsoever showing you all that video, exactly as it happened. Because if not, you probably wouldn't feel it the way I feel it. But when you see it, that's reality. So don't sugarcoat it. Don't cover it up. Don't edit it. Show it as it happened. This is one video they couldn't get their hands on to try to edit. This is one video that they didn't get soon enough to try to threaten somebody. Don't you show that shit. I find it very suspect once the video is leaked. Now we want to send this to the grand jury. Really? Why? Why not? From reading your goddamn statement, you weren't gonna do shit. It was an open and shut case. They was in their rights to kill him because he was the aggressor. You cannot, your defense cannot be self-defense when you are the aggressor. You can't plead self-defense when you're the aggressor. You have a black man jogging. You was fucking with him. We know he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing the day before or the day before. But let's say this for the sake of argument. I'm going to roll with you. Only see a quick goddamn lie to try to make a point. Let's say he knocked you on your ass yesterday. Let's say yesterday he stole your radio. Well, guess what? It's a new day. You didn't deal with it then, right? Now, it's somewhat the same across the board. You can only use the amount of force being used against you. Now, when I see an individual running, then I know that he's of no threat to you. You're running behind him. You're jumping out of the fucking truck like this is in the goddamn olden days, executing niggas because you can do it and there's no repercussions behind you executing a nigga. I'm saying nigga because that's the way they look at it. You execute a nigga and that's it. Job well done. Let's go home. Let's drink. We laugh. We drink a beer together. Me and my son. Hey, got that old nigga, damn it, yeah. We got to put an end to the bullshit. The brother was not the aggressor. The brother was the prey. And it's a modern day lynching. It's a modern day lynching. And what's worse than this is the shit that they have done to blacks that we don't know about. Because they've done something. They've done something. There is absolutely, positively, unquestionable, no reason under the sun for these two bastards to be at home relaxing right now. They should be inside of a jail cell. That's where you put criminals at. That's where you put murderers at. That's where they go. That's where they go. So now the DA then wrote up the report in favor of the two white boys. The way the blood splatter was on him is consistent with somebody pulling on a shotgun. You goddamn right. Trying to save his fucking life. That's why he did that. What would you have done? You cannot go with this. The police department has confirmed. The police department confirmed a fucking lie every goddamn day of the week. The DA will lie every goddamn day of the fucking week. When it comes to justice, if it's about them and their people, they'll do everything that they can do legally and illegal to spare them. But when it comes to us, fuck them. Do what you gotta do. Now, since the DA playing games, they must be removed. I mean, not just off the case. They need to clean the whole goddamn courthouse. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's how you got to start over. You got to clean house. You got to get the problem out of the way. And if you got some house and field niggas, pack y'all shit, y'all got to go too. You got a man that wasn't a criminal. Wasn't doing nothing but jogging. Like you do every day. But you decided to interrupt his life because you could. Well, we've been having a lot of break-ins in there. I don't give a fuck. Did you find his fingerprints anywhere? Didn't. So he was going to burglarize in the daytime, jogging, huh? Really? What the fuck was he going to put the merchandise in? Tell me that. What was he going to put the merchandise in if he was burglarizing somebody's house in broad fucking daylight, jogging? What was he going to do to big screen TV? Put it down his boxers? I don't believe a goddamn thing they say. I don't believe what the police officer said. And I have a lot of cops that I'm friends with. But that's just the way I see it. I know about the police language. I know what you write down to make it look good in your favor. I question everything that they say. Every goddamn thing. They will go into the courtroom, raise their right hand, and swear to tell the truth and tell a goddamn lie and walk out like they've done the right goddamn thing. And they can get away with it too. All I can say is thank God for the video. This is one that you're not going to get away with. You even have some white people that are pissed off with what they saw. They're pissed. And you say it was justifiable homicide. Really? They hunted him down like he was fucking prey. And that was a trophy. That was dinner. That's how they hunted him down. If you don't think the shit can happen to you, keep living. Keep living. What affects one of us should affect all of us. If you really look at it, this is really a foreign land to us. We down here by ourselves. It's just us. Yet we continue to fight against one another. And we never look at the enemy. But the enemy is so smart, he got you thinking your own kind is your enemy. And you two are bickering with one another for something close to nothing while they're sitting executing our ass legally or illegal. All hands must be on deck for this one. I'm not being ugly, people. You cannot sit down and say, prayer's going up. I'm going to pray. God, no, they can't escape God. You got to get up off your ass. And you got to get out. And you got to your voice be heard. Some of you on this live feed are YouTubers. You have your own channel. Use it to make things better. Not just to gossip about bullshit. Don't nobody care about, what is it, a special care, whatever, with the fake ass. We don't give a fuck about that. We don't give a fuck about Beyonce giving birth and all that bullshit. Talk about injustices. And I'm not just talking about blacks. Just talk about injustices. Things will never get right until you become part of the cure for this country. This is 2020. And you would think we would be past this bullshit by now. But we're not. We're not. Told you last night. We cannot forget about the past even if we wanted to, because the past continues to be the present for black people. We damned if we do, we damned if we don't. If we're driving, we get killed. We're walking, we get killed. We're jogging, we get killed. You can lay in your house on your sofa eating a bowl of ice cream and a white bitch can walk in there and blow your goddamn brains out and only get 10 years. That's the same as giving her 10 fucking days. You in your own shit. And they come in and execute your ass. How far will we let them go? How far? I don't give a damn if you knew the brother, if you didn't like the brother. It's not about who you like or who you don't like. It's right versus wrong. Us versus them. I said it last night. Rarely do I see a white woman on CNN asking for justice for her white son that was killed for no reason and that was unarmed and was killed. It's always a black woman and a civil rights attorney with her. Always. Us. So that tell you one thing. Not only do we still have racism and hatred in this country, some of us are also to blame for the bullshit. We won't do nothing. We gonna pray about it. That's not enough. That's not enough. I need you at meetings and shit. I need you to speak out against this. God gonna have his day. I know he will, but I want the day right fucking goddamn now, okay? Let God do what he do. I need him now. You sit there and tell that mother, well, just leave it alone, baby. God, he can't escape God. Tell that mother that. And if it's the right mother, she's going to slap the shit at you. Because her child is gone. And you can't feel her pain. If your child has not, you have not lost your child through death like that, you can't tell her you feel her pain because you be lying. Tell her to just leave it alone and let God deal with it. And as soon as she slap you, silly. Tell her father that. And as soon as he slap you, silly. We got to be the change that we ourselves are looking for. We have to be. We have to be there. The brother that called from Canada tonight, it was maybe about 20-minute conversations. Probably going to be longer, but I was, getting ready to go on air, and but he was frustrated. He was frustrated, and he's following the case, and he agreed that had we not seen a video, had it not been recorded, had it not surfaced, this thing may have ended a different way. And a lot of people didn't know about it until the video came out. They didn't. Your brother is not your enemy. Your sister is not your enemy. And not all white folks are your enemy. When I listened to Spice do a video, I think she did it last night, and I looked at it today, and I could feel her energy, her frustration in speaking on the case. But in the beginning, with all the hatred and racism that's within this case, somewhere in there, she kept pulling out love. She kept pulling out love for white people, pulling out love for black people. Basically, she was saying, don't put everybody in the same cup, because you would be wrong if you did that. But she was upset. She said she had cried. I cried. Because it's just not right. It's not right. But we don't want to make the mistake and look at all white people as being the enemy. No. There are some evil white people. And there's some white people who are not evil. This was an outright murder in the state of Georgia. And we know Georgia has never really been kind to blacks, as the brother said tonight, in Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. Strange fruit still hangs from the tree. If you think about while he was jogging, he probably had in his mind what he was going to do when he got back home. And when he left home, he knew what he was going to do when he got back. Little did he know that death would change those plans in a twinkling of an eye. Because of racism and hatred and stupidity, he's dead. Gregory McMichael, his son Travis McMichael, had no regards for the law and no regards for a human's life. We cannot let get away with this. We cannot sit and wait on a grand jury to convene to discuss this case. We don't need you. The evidence is there. We're not going to let this simmer. We're not going to give you a chance to try to fix it on your end. We're not going to wait on a grand jury, and then when they reach their decision, they found he did nothing wrong. Found he did nothing wrong. They did nothing wrong. So then we're back to square one again. Nothing has happened. Sit down. I told you. That's what was going to happen. Here's what I hate for people to do on my page, especially. When you come on there and you black and you see this issue, as a couple of people said today, oh, they white, won't nothing happen to them. See, that shit pissed me off because that's that slave mentality shit. If I read a contract that says you have to respond to this, just throw your ass right along. Because that's that slave mentality. When you think that, you believe that, and you live that, and you become part of the problem. Every fight ain't your fight. I understand that. But you got to get rid of that slave mentality bullshit. They will if we don't do nothing. They will. This is 2020. A hoodie on. Trayvon Martin was killed because Trayvon Martin was born black. Trayvon Martin could have had a suit and a tie on. George Zimmerman was on a hunt for a nigger. So a hoodie or a suit and tie that night was guaranteed that Trayvon Martin would die because of the battlefield going on in George Zimmerman's head. Well, so we're just going to sit and we're going to wait until another white person executes an innocent, unarmed black man, and we'll be here again doing another show on it and saying no justice, no peace. Here's what we must do. One, we must come up with new approaches to the injustices that blacks continue to receive in this country. Two, we got to be proactive. We can't sit down and wait for the next goddamn execution. I need to get white folks, racist white folks, into a corner where they cannot come out of, and before they think about pulling a goddamn trigger, they now know the consequences for pulling this have changed, and they are no longer in my favor just because of the color of my skin. And that goes for cops as well, especially cops. We need to get them back up into a corner to where they say, I'm not going to even pull out a taser, because I could go to jail now. Laws must be changed. Laws must be changed. We must look at these laws, get them off the book, and make it easier to prosecute killer cops. Tracy Taylor, thank you so much. I love you big time. We must make it easier to prosecute killer, diabolical, racist, disturbed cops. And if prosecutors don't want to prosecute the killer cops, prosecute their ass up out the fucking building. It's as simple as that. And a lot of times, with the NAACP, they don't come on board unless it's going to become a high-profile case or there's some money involved. What they was built on, they don't do. They don't do. They selling us out too. To the highest goddamn bidder. They selling us out. Therefore, we cannot wait on Al Sharpton and the NAACP. Get up off your ass. If you got a voice and a mind, pen and paper, make it happen. It's as simple as that. Make it happen. You don't have to wait for the Reverend Al Sharpton's plane to land. And incidentally, how long you think he gonna fucking live? God damn. What you gonna do then? Al's gone. Point. We lazy. We wait on too many people to come and try to fix shit for us that we can fix for ourselves. And if it don't get fixed because somebody wouldn't fix it, you blame them, but you never look in the mirror at your goddamn scary ass. Well, bitch, you didn't say nothing either. You said you was going to take it to God. Let God handle it. Well, leave it there then. If black people start knocking white people ass off like they're knocking black people's ass off, the shit'll change. The shit'll get right. The shit will begin to balance itself out. If black cops had been executing unarmed, innocent little white boys in this country, like white cops are doing us, it wouldn't have lasted this long. Those laws would have changed just like that. No, hell no, not us. Not us. Not us. But they continue to do it. For one, they're racist, hatred, they don't give a fuck. But then, you may not believe this, but if I see that you don't give a fuck about yourself, okay, knock his ass off. It's the same way when a brother's in the courtroom, whether he's locked up or not. Let's say he's locked up. When the judge look out in the courtroom and there's nobody there from his family, then they see him as a nobody, as a nothing. They don't give a fuck about it. So we can throw this motherfucker away and warehouse him into an old man until the day he fucking die. But when people flood the courtroom and begin to speak whether the child is guilty or innocent, that weighs heavy on the judge and the jurors. That somebody cares about you, whether you guilty or not. But I don't have a problem with knocking your ass off because nobody give a fuck about you anyway. And I don't care if they like me or not. What's important is that I like myself. I love myself. And I see myself in ways that they don't. I can't fit in everywhere. You can't get a square peg into a round hole. But I'm not going to let your opinion about me dictate how I live life. I'm not going to let you do it because I know better. But how many more times are we going to go through this and not do nothing and sit and wait until the next time? And here's what happens. They're going to send, you send a preacher out there or somebody black that has a voice with Black America. That's going to be your house nigga or your field nigga. They're sending this person out to calm you down. Tell them we can march in peace. And that's it. Leave your weapons at home. And then the fucking police show up in riot gear. But you want us to be peaceful. And you just knocked one of our own off just because they was black and nearby. But you want me to be peaceful. You come to keep law and order, you said, but you come with riot gear on and you want me to be peaceful. You want me to be peaceful until you do this shit again. Fuck that. Sometimes in order to get some peace in your life, you're going to have to raise some hell. You're going to have to. Sit here all willy-nilly if you want to. You got to have guts. You got to be a fighter. You have to be. Right. That was caught on tape. And to God be the glory for that. I'm not against prayer. I pray. I believe in God. But I also know faith without works is dead. You can't just pray and hey, Powers, good evening to you. Figure out what role can you play in this. Because when you begin to speak out against this sense that would probably come after him, and you're trying to save them. And who knows, one day you speaking out might save somebody in your own family. We have to become proactive. Do not sit and rely on organizations. Do your own thing. Do your own thing. Don't let cities, states, and miles separate you when it comes to looking at injustices within this country. Racism has always been here. Racism exists. Anybody says that is a fool with a serious problem. But we keep letting too much shit get by. Yes, I'm a white woman and I see a black man over here getting into a Jaguar. And yet, that white person has not called the police on the right black person. Because to belittle you as if they're superior and you're not. That's the game they play. And we have to stop it. We have to stop it. If you come up with a law, he has to give you 5 or more. As simple as that. Laws got to be addressed. Laws must be amended. We spend entirely too much time as black people focusing on something close to nothing, on bullshit. Southern Poverty Law Center, I think, right when Trump took office. Hate crime went up 30%. More and more hate groups emerged. And right now, to this day, hate, bigotry, racism, anything that's illegal, he is a supporter of that. in America the courage to come out and tell you who they really are, to tell you who they really are. Okay, I didn't say it was buffering. Is it still buffering now? I mean, I don't see it. God, I hope not. Wake up. Stop sleeping. Your Facebook page saturated. Killers must go where we put killers, in prison for life, or in prison until they come up to say execute his ass. It's as simple as that. These two white boys are somewhere enjoying life right now. These two white boys are somewhere drinking beer. These two white boys know, because of who they are and the power they have, that they would never see the inside of a jail cell. And had the video not surfaced, they might have been right. But now we have the video, and it's probably on. If you all have Facebook pages, I'm sure you saw it. It's on your page. Share that video. I don't give a damn if you have to share it 100 times a day. They got to see it. It's the same as Emmett Till's mother when they killed her son. And she said, no, I want the world to see what they did to him. There will not be a closed casket. Open it up. You've got to share the stories just like they are. No covers. Don't sugarcoat shit. You have a phone. It is not against the law for you to call a DA and ask them what's going on with a case. They'll tell you as much as they can tell you. You have a phone. You have emails. It's not against the law for you to call or email those that you have put in office to say, look, what are you doing about this? That's not illegal. It's not illegal for you to post things on Facebook about how you feel when things like this happen. That's not illegal. You can do that. Don't get into a state of fear. Well, if I put this up, Facebook may block me for a while or take my page. And so fucking what? Don't let Facebook control you. Some of you can't do your goddamn job at work for sitting on fucking Facebook. Oh, look at that. Now, why she get that hair? She know that don't look right on her. Then you get on a page. Girl, that show fits your face, brings out your complexion. Bullshit. You have the power in your hand to make a huge impact in this country when it comes to what's wrong. And to all of you who have done stories on this on your Facebook page and your YouTube channels, I salute you. And I love you big time. I thank you for speaking out. I thank you for being a voice for what's not right in this country. We need a new approach to the injustices that blacks continue to receive in this world. We're so focused on putting the first black here, the first black don't mean a goddamn thing if that motherfucker ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. If he or she is going to be just like the one that just got out that seat. Well, it's a different phase, but it's the same person. Don't get hung up on name recognition. Sometimes get that name at the hat that you never heard of and put them in that seat. Don't you think because they black, they're going to sit there and be for you. All I'm saying is that you don't have to be a public figure. You don't have to have a radio or a TV show to be heard. All you have to do is have a heart and a voice and a genuine concern for mankind. That's it. It's just as simple as that. But one thing we do know before we get out of here, this will happen again and again until we get up, get out, and we say enough is enough. I'm going to tell you what's not going to work. You may agree, you may not. I don't care if you disagree with me, but disagree with respect. Thank you. Here's what's not going to work. Marching and holding rallies. That shit ain't going to work. It's just not going to work. It had its day and time. It did. The only thing that's really going to get white people's attention is a boycott. When back in the day, when they staged and when they said blacks won't take the bus, blacks will not call a taxi. If you're going to work, you're going to walk. It can be 5 or 10 miles because we pump a lot of money into the economy. And the white people know it. And the one thing that will get their undivided attention when you get to fucking with a bank account, they don't like that. They were bend when they said they wouldn't bend. Boycotts. We must get back to that. But when we say don't ride, don't ride. Don't call a cab, don't call a cab. Don't go over there, don't go over there. That same group that was back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, God, I wish they were still there because they knew how to get it right. They sacrificed a lot to make things better, not for just them, but for all mankind. And they knew what to do, and they knew how to do it. You marching now don't really mean a goddamn thing, especially when you got some niggas up front that's just ready to go and burn down a goddamn store and run in there and start grabbing flat screen TVs and phones and shit and stuff like that. What the fuck does that have to do with why we're here? Nothing. You were just waiting on an opportune time to get your ass in there and to steal some shit legally. That's it. So the niggas gonna come. You got black people and you have niggas. But if you must march, put the black people up front and put the niggas as far back as you can, because if you get the niggas up front, ain't shit gonna be done right. It's gonna go bad. But they gonna come. Because some people, they're saying, man, I'm waiting on some shit, man. Burn that bitch down, man. But check this out. When you burn shit down, here's how stupid you can be. You burn shit down in your own fucking neighborhood. That's your shit. Now, if you that pissed off and you must burn some shit down, go to the white folks' area. Burn their shit down. Go into them white stores. Burn their shit down. Don't fuck up where you live. What is the logic in that? That's super stupid. Now you breaking in or breaking the glass of Walgreens or CVS and taking all their shit out and running. See, what's that got to do with the cause? What, huh? You just created a problem to try to fix the problem. Are you serious, dude? Man, take them folks they shit back. They're not there to fight. They're there for bullshit. And we must keep them in the back. I haven't always done right, but I haven't always done wrong either. But it ought to come a time in everybody's life, black, white, male, female, when you get tired of bullshit, when you get tired of seeing people being done wrong just because the color of their skin. People get upset when I talk about the LGBT. I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with gays or lesbians. I don't have a problem with them because they are who they are. I am who I am. If there's any race on the planet, and we got to get out of here, that knows what it feels like to be discriminated against, it's black people. And therefore, the last race on the planet to discriminate against anyone for anything should be black people. We know how it feels. You've heard me say this before. I never want to be the reason why you cannot be yourself when you're around me. Just as free as you are when you're in your house. When you're around me, I want you to be just that free. I can sit with anybody. Black, white, young, old, male, female, gay, bisexual, heterosexual, whatever the case may be. Nobody deserves to be picked on and discriminated against because you think who they are, they shouldn't be. Accept people for who they are, not for what you think they should be, because your ass ain't that great, your goddamn self. We all come with flaws. But I was born black, and that's not a crime. I was born black, that's not a crime. Talk about gays. Well, you know what? God said a lot. God just didn't speak about gays in the Bible. He also spoke about other people that could go to hell. Liars, adulterers, fornicators, murderers. He spoke about a lot of shit. It wasn't just about gays going to hell. It wasn't. Don't be so quick to try to put someone down and you hadn't looked in the mirror at your damn self. Nobody wants to be discriminated against. Nobody. It's painful. It hurts. It belittles you. It makes you embarrassed to go out because you can't be you. Because somebody's going to say something. Look at that faggot ass motherfucker. I talked to a girl one day and she was talking about this girl that was gay. And they were just sitting down there making fun of the girl. And I called one of the girls over and I said, what are you doing? Told her what she was doing. Because she gay. I said, really? And you talking about? Yeah. I said, dude, are you aware that your mother is a lesbian? You aware of that, right? And that's all I need to say to you. Go back, keep doing what you're doing. She left it alone. She left it alone. Let people be free outside their homes, just like they're free on the inside of their homes. Mom left me September 23rd, 1992, and I love her to the ends of the earth. Everything that goes good for me, that I do right, is it's because of her. When I err or intentionally do wrong, that's just me 100%. And she taught me a lot. The one thing that would always stick with me, I could hear her saying that, she said, boy, you got to love everybody. And you got to treat her right. Never let somebody make you out to beat them. I know sometimes you want to slap a motherfucker. I know that. I'm there. But just remember, everybody has feelings. And you can't make people be what you think they should be. God forbid we pull your curtain back and see what's going on in your house. Another black man is dead at the hand of two racist white boys. Black people, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. I'll never know that you're tired of my bullshit until you let me know that you're tired of my bullshit. A person will only continue to do what you allow them to continue to do. We must stop. We must become proactive. It's just that simple. I love you all, be it Lord willing. I will see you all tomorrow night. Thought I saw Spitting Fire. Yeah, she is here. That's Spitting Fire. Good evening, Spitting Fire. Hot Pink, I thank you too, big time, for keeping the law in order there. And all of you again who have YouTube.